Hi lads, how's it going? Today's video, this is the 20 something of April. I don't even know anymore. What is happening? What is going on? Countries in shutdown, everything's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. But we remain positive. Fuck it, lads, it could be worse. Anyway, how's it going? Hope you're all well. Today's video. Oh wait, I put a little hint. I put it in again. Right, I went on Twitter and Instagram. A second there now. Wait for it. 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 And I'll laugh at you. Plug it up. Plug it up. Plug it up. Plug. Yeah, that's Carrie. Stephen King. Yay, Stephen King. He got in a bit of trouble there about Oscar stuff, about content and what film shouldn't be and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll ignore that. It's kind of timely because he has a new book out called If It Bleeds. Picture of a black cat on the front of it, which I'm kind of probably going to buy because I love kitties. We have a black cat. She's awesome. Battle cat. But today's video is top 5 Stephen King adaptations. So books to films. Now I use Carrie in the little hint, and there no, she's not in it. No Carrie, because the film is quite good, and the remake is not terrible. But I felt it was too obvious. You know, it was Carrie. Everyone else talks about Carrie. It is a great film, and the remake is not terrible. With Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore plays Carrie's mum, which is weird because Julianne Moore is really sexy, and her ma shouldn't be sexy. It's like in Bates Motel when Vera Farmiga, one from The Conjuring, she played Norman Bates' man. You're like, you're too fine to be mental. No, I couldn't be having that. Anyway, top 5 Stephen King. A notable mention before we start is the Shining TV series. It's phenomenal. It's around 25 hours long, and King hated Kubrick's Shining. I said that in the top horror video. He hated Kubrick's version. He thought it was too far from the source material. King is a stickler for taking the book from page to screen and changing very little, if nothing at all. So he directed and wrote the TV version, which is really good. It has a taupe animal stuff. The ending is different than the one in the film. Bit bleaker. I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen it. It's available. I have it on DVD. I don't know if you get it on streaming. I'm sure it's on Amazon to pick up for cheap. I got it for like 5-6 quid. But it's really good. It's like 6-7 hours long. It's not 24 really. Around 6-7 hours long. It's really good. It's if you've read the book, it'll make more sense. If you haven't, you don't need to have read the book. But if you read the book, it's more true to the book, and it's really good. It's longer. There's more going on. I don't prefer it to the film version. I think it stands up beside it personally right now. Anyway, top 5 adaptations of Stephen King from books to movies. Number 1, Pet Sematary. Now, not the remake with John Lithgow. I haven't seen it. The '89 original. Pet Sematary. I wouldn't go up there. There's something terrible up there. Animals up there. Judd. Judd. Yeah, I remember hearing about this Pet Sematary. I got the book first. I read the book maybe 10-11 years ago. I heard about the film. I hadn't seen it. I won't, again, with all these, I'll give you the premise, I won't give you plot points. Small town America, Maine, obviously. Pet cemetery in the back of the town, bit dodgy. People are a bit weird about it. And Judd says, I wouldn't go up there. It's a pet cemetery. I wouldn't go up there. But an animal dies, and then a child dies. The parents go up, stuff happens, gets a bit weird. There is one scene I will say though. It's the kid is in the attic, and he's coming after someone. I won't say what, but it's clearly a doll because the camera goes up the attic and it comes and the kid bites the dust like a dart, but his legs stay upright and just falls from it. It's hilarious. Pet Sematary is really, I have it on Blu-ray. It's actually really good. It's a film. It's not great, and there's a side story with Zelda, who has a sickness that's terrifying. It's a bit of crack. So it's on TV every now and again. Pet Sematary, give it a watch. Number 4, Misery, with Kathy Bates and James Caan. Boom, boom, James Caan. Boom, boom. Paul Sheldon, a writer. Stephen King, a writer. It's clearly himself. He goes up to a cabin in the woods every time he finishes a novel. He finishes the end of a run called Misery, which is about an 18th century ish, some back in time, woman called Misery, horror adventures, if you will. He's going up to the cabin, massive snowstorm, turns over. Nurse Annie Wilkes is a big fan of Paul Sheldon. She finds him in the wreckage, brings him home. She's a little bit mental. Kathy Bates is so good in this. She was a midwife, and there's a backstory in the book which is I won't ruin it. It's amazing. It goes into more detail in the book. It's very dark. It's hinted at in the film, but it's only hinted at. It's not explored enough for my liking. But two of them are very good. It's kind of a two-hander. The sheriff in it is really funny. Him and the wife, he goes looking for Sheldon, but there's a scene in it when she goes out and he's in a wheelchair. I won't say why, but he's running through the house trying to find a way out, and she has like a little table of statues by the phone. He knocks off a penguin off the table, sees her coming back, runs to get back in the room, but he puts the penguin backwards, so she knows it's terrifying. Your bum would be going like this, eating your underpants tension like that. Misery. It's on Netflix. It's very good, very good. Then number 3, another Max von Sydow one. And Bonnie Bedelia is in this, Mrs. Holly McLean, or Gennaro, whichever apart from Die Hard. It's called Needful Things. A guy called Leland Gaunt, clearly Satan, moves into a small town, Maine. I think it's called Castle Rock, actually. I think it's called Castle Rock. It's a shop. You come into a shop, say you're looking for record player. He'll know what you're looking for, and it'll automatically appear in the shop once you rock into the shop. You'll get what you want, but you have to give him something in return. The book I think is far better, but the film is really good. Ed Harris plays a cop in it, and he's badass in it. Von Sydow moves in. He's a bit weird, bit dodgy. He looks amazing, sounds amazing, but he's a bit creepy. But he has a hold over everyone at the time, because we all need something, like. So he gives people what they want, but then he has the town eat each other, fight together again, just people at each other's throats all the time, and then he just, like every Stephen King book, I won't ruin the end of it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. There's no ending per se. Number 2 would be The Mist. I got it on DVD actually a couple of years ago from Extravision. About this small town, again, Maine, small town. Bugs attack him. They think they're bugs, big long alien things. End up in a supermarket, and they get holed up in a supermarket, kind of like a zombie film. They get holed up in a supermarket, and they have to survive. And it's like Needful Things. It's just people turning on people. The outside of the ghost or the alien is just a metaphor for people being arseholes, really, because it's just people having to coexist with each other and fight off these things outside. It's very good. It's very dark. The ending, I won't ruin it. Harsh. Whoa, rough. Number 1, It, part 1 and part 2, not the 90s one. Saw it when I was 10, terrified me. Saw it again recently when the first part 1 came out, 2017, and the Muschietti one with Bill Skarsgård. Shite. It's complete shite. Curry's amazing in it, but it's fucking shite. Let's be honest. Like, then Bill Skarsgård, whole new bunch of kids, really good. First film is so good. Skarsgård's amazing. There's this really weird thing with his eyes. It captured the essence of the book more, I felt, in the first one. A bit darker, because the book is really long, really, really long. And that scene in the book, again, if you know, you know, it's a bit weird. That was taken out, thankfully. But the cast are really good. The second half works really well because the male actors like Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader, they really go for it. And I find these films, because they're a bit hokey, a bit far-fetched, if you don't go for it and get behind the part completely, it just sounds like complete bollocks. But they believe everything you're saying, so it works really well. So that's Pet Sematary. Oh, you're gone. That's Pet Sematary, Misery, Needful Things, and It, 2017, and 2019 was the second one. Part 1 and part 2. It part 1's on Netflix. Part 2 is probably coming out soon. But yeah, give it a watch. Anyway, hope you're keeping well, lads. Hope you're keeping safe. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. And read some Stephen King. He's my favourite author. He's really good. I was saying about the end of his books there. If you know, you know. It's not really an ending, is it? No. Anyway, stay safe. Don't Don't be girls. Don't be girls. That's it. Wash your hands, mind yourselves, and I'll see you again next week. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll wait and see. Good luck.